who works in the agency, also asked me to help develop an after-school program. And we decided our best area for that was going to be Braddock, because we were working with Woodland Hills School District pretty closely. So we started that after-school program 8 years ago. It's been running ever since. And the only reason that it's still running is because of some of the donations that we get from United Way, that we get through our own agency. I worked part-time then. A year later, we got a 4-year grant to do in-school services, an in-school program called onTRACK. And the onTRACK program works with kids where they are, in school, at home, and in the community. We're able to link kids into all different types of resources. We're able to link their parents into all different types of resources. I spend most of my day, 6 hours worth, in a school building in McKeesport now, because what we did in Woodland Hills went over so well that McKeesport also went out for a 4-year grant. They got one, and the developer saw what they were doing there and said, we're going to wait until the TCV folks are ready to come here and take over this program, because we need the fidelity that they have in Woodland Hills. They weren't getting it done. So I was asked to go there last year. I was working with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders and middle schoolers in Woodland Hills, and they asked me to work with K through 3rd grade in McKeesport, and I wasn't sure that I could actually get that done, because working with younger kids, I didn't know if I could talk to them the same way. So I learned early on that their need in that building was probably more than what we were doing with the older kids. I also learned that those kids are a lot more receptive, their parents are a lot more receptive, teachers are a lot more receptive at a younger age too. Our whole idea is to be a preventative program, so that down the road we're not looking at spending money on kids, either incarcerating them or keeping them out of programs, drug programs, alcohol programs. We try and talk to them nowadays about those issues so that we don't have those down the road. We know that kids are going to slip up. We know that adults are probably going to slip up too. So what we do is we try to resource all the things that we have interagency, and we resource everything in their communities so that they have the supports that they need to be successful. I work all day with teachers, making sure that when kids come in and they're not in a good space, that we give them the space to get ready to do the schoolwork. That works tremendously throughout the whole building. You work with one kid in one room, you get a ripple effect in that room. You work with 15 kids in the school who are deemed the most difficult kids to work with. Now you're getting a true ripple in the whole building. I make it very easy for teachers to be successful. I make it very easy for kids to be successful and adults to be successful, their parents. If there's ever anything that they need, they know that they can come to me with those needs, and I can probably find something for them. If I can't, I can resource it out to other agencies and other situations. We've been doing this is my 8th year with the agency, and it's only going to get better. We've only just started with these young kids, and we realize that that's where you really want to impact schools. The younger you get them, the less issues you have 4th, 5th, and 6th, the less you have 7th and 8th, and then you have a better graduation rate. Our kids that we work with personally, that the ones that get referred by the schools, the teachers, principals, and guidance, those kids are usually pretty smart. I don't know what the issues are going in typically. I just have to figure out how we can get them back to getting those good grades, how we can have them behaving well for their teachers so that everyone can learn. So we go through all those processes. I talk to parents about coming back to school, coming back and having those meetings where they thought they were getting ambushed before. Now we come in and we sit down, we have positive discussions about their kids. We talk about their strengths. We talk about things that they're struggling with, but we always keep it on a positive note, no matter how terribly the kids have been acting. I think that makes a huge difference for especially young parents. It keeps them invested in the schools. It keeps them invested in conversations with their teachers. And it keeps their kids out of the office. The work that I do is only been, we're done with all of our grants now. We're looking for money in other places. We're looking for sustainable money. And this has been sustaining us for the last 2 years. And it looks like we're going to get at least 2 or 4 more years out of it. So the money that you give goes directly to that program.